Hey there, and welcome to Rockwall Texas Living, the web's biggest blog on the smallest county in Texas. I am your host, Evan Matteson.
And I'm your co-host, Richard Matteson.
Well, it's Tuesday. It's time for an update about real estate in the Rockwall area. So this is the second Tuesday of the month, so what we're going to be doing is looking back 1 week. And at the beginning of every month, on the first Tuesday of every month, we'll be looking back an entire month and kind of giving the whole picture as far as that goes. But this is just going to keep you updated on what happened in the last 7 days.
And that would have been April 6th through April 12th, or Monday through Sunday. And so we brought our little board here so we can see that. We have 5 categories, which we'll have every time we do this. Low category, 0 to 120,000. Low middle, 120 to 150,000. Middle category, 150,000 to 250,000. High middle, 250,000 to 400,000, and then high, everything above 400,000. And we have our categories for our columns up above. That is, how many current listings in each one of those categories of income or price of house, how many sales for the week, what's the percentage of sale to list price, and then average days on the market. And then we're going to talk about showings a little bit. So to bring all this together, you can see there are lots of zeros there. Sales for the week, there was only 1 sale last week in the Rockwall area, including 75087 and 75032.
And I will say that's 1 confirmed sale. This is, the beginning of the week. Sometimes we'll see a couple days after the different offices will put their numbers in and they'll post data for the previous week.
Yeah, but we also had 21 pendings.
Yeah. So
there might be some pendings rolling over there, and we'll see them next week. But 1 sale, 97% of its original price, and it's sold in 5 days, which kind of indicates that there was a seller that was a listing by an agent, and they had somebody in the back pocket that wanted that house, so they were able to put that together in 5 days. So 631 current listings in the Rockwall area. 1 sale for the week, 97% was the average, which we've been seeing 92 to 98, normally about 98% of sales price. 5 days. And then here's an interesting thing over here on this side. How many showings were actually done in the period April 6th through April 12th? And what we find is there were 739 showings on different houses. That's about 1.2 per listing. The interesting thing, I thought, of all of these was that in this category, which we've seen, the S over there means the seller's market. In that category, the hot spot in the $5,000 increments within that category was 135 to 140. And that got 41 showings. That's 32% of all the showings in that bracket. Now that's a pretty hot spot, and we had already identified the fact that it was a seller's market.
Absolutely. I think that something that's important and why we're focusing on the showings, especially when we're doing the 1 week review, is it's good to show us what's going to be happening. It's an indicator of what will occur. When you're getting a lot of showings, then you're going to see pendings, and pendings turn into solds. So it's a good number to look at to kind of project forward and say, this is probably what will be going on.
Yeah, yeah. So what else do we see here, Evan?
Well, I thought something that was real interesting, the low and the low to middle, so that's 120 to 150 for the low to middle, and 0 to 120. So basically 0 to 150. They had, the low had 18% of their current inventory is pending or under contract, and of the low middle, 13.5% of the current inventory is under contract. So, I mean, those are some really big numbers, and we've already notified you that this one right here is a seller's market based upon inventory. So, if we keep seeing these trends of the low being 18% pending, those are going to turn into solds by and large. So, what we might see at the end of this month, if we see this trend continue, this buyer's market might actually turn into a seller's market, and so we'd actually have both low and low middle in Rockwall as seller's markets, while the middle through high continue to be buyer's markets.
Yeah, and I think if you're out there in that category, that would excite you to know that you have a little more power as a seller's market than as a buyer's market.
Definitely things going on in Rockwall for sure. 739 showings in 1 week. That's a lot of homes being shown.
Yeah.
So real estate is alive and well in Rockwall, Texas.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else to add?
I think that's about it for me.
Well, that was your week update. We're glad to bring it to you. Learning more about Rockwall, Texas together every day. See you soon.